Are you a new player looking for a Hypixel Skyblock mid-game progression guide? Or are you an endgame player simply choosing to look back at how you progressed throughout Hypixel Skyblock? For whatever reason you clicked on this video, in this series, I will be showing you my mid-game progression throughout Hypixel Skyblock filled with tips, tricks, and recommendations. Make sure you hit like and subscribe and also hit the notifications bell so you don't miss a single video. This is your host Primus Invin and I hope you enjoy. Hello, and hello, this is Primus Invin, getting straight into episode 5 of Hypixel Skyblock Mid-Game Progression Guide. First and foremost, let's see the progress we achieved since the last episode. Admittedly, not much, but still, just because it's been a whole month doesn't mean I have nothing to show for my gains. First of all, my skill average has been continually rising, and now it's at 24.8. I'm actually quite close to getting Combat 24. Which I think is mostly irrelevant. Yeah, in all fairness, it's mostly irrelevant. But I also happened to get the Fabled Reforged on my sword, which means it does an absolutely ungodly amount of damage. And I finally did catacombs, dungeons, except I barely got anywhere, and I've only done floor 2 once. So yeah, by the time I see you next, I'll probably have done floor 3. But the main reason I'm having trouble doing catacombs is because I can't find a party, which means I can't play. And why don't I have a party for catacombs, you ask? You see, what most of you don't know is that unlike you, I do not know very many people who happen to play Skyblock. Part of the reason is because I don't know very many people to begin with, but that's a different discussion. Irrespective, I will do catacombs to show you the proper progression guide. A lot of dungeon armor sets are better than the armor sets that you can find in normal Skyblock, even though they cost way less, which is why I'm a bit better that I'm not doing catacombs. Oh yeah, I also got ultimate Ys on both of my swords, which means that I can zip around the map with for only 25 mana apiece instead of 50. It only sounds like half, right? But what you don't seem to realize is that because I regenerate when I'm using a God Potion 12 mana every second. So what that means is that the difference between spending 50 mana and 25 mana actually means I'm spending, because 50 minus 20 is 30, so I'm wasting 30 mana every second if I spam it when it costs 50 mana. But if it costs 25 mana, I'm only losing 5 per second, which is actually a lot more manageable. In fact, this is so helpful that I can actually I can actually travel in between islands now, which is something I couldn't do before. The only downside is that if I spam straight in the air, I will die of fall damage. But that's not that bad of a downside. See, if I spam straight in the air, I'll die of fall damage if I spend up all my mana. Which is why I probably shouldn't spam straight in the air to begin with. The good news is that all these revenants make for easy money, because I can just kill all of them and then just get 5k for doing just about nothing. But more importantly, today in Skyblock, we need to really give you some more weapon and gear recommendations. So, in case I haven't made it abundantly clear, make sure you get ultimate Ys on most of you as the ultimate enchantment. One for all is also pretty good, but that costs a bit more. Now that I think about it, I probably should have one for all on this sword, but I'm a bit broke right now. Also, this thing is called a Fabled Aspect of the Dragons, which means it has the Fabled enchant. The Fabled is probably the best enchant in the mid-game. Obviously, there are better enchants in the endgame, but Fabled is the best one for the mid-game because it's affordable. Yes, it costs 4 million coins, but that's affordable for a mid-game player. Endgame, of course, is wildly different when you need to get tier 7 enchantments on everything. We also partially built a Cobblestone Generator, but then I managed to break it while I was trying to improve it, which probably isn't a great way to accidentally break your own generator. But in order to get more XP, what we probably need to do, we're probably just going to need to go and outright we're going to need to do a mining grind. But because I don't want to grind all the way to the next XP level, because I don't really have a proper farm, and yeah, I don't really want to grind without any really good way of mining quickly, so we're going to wait until we have the coins to afford something so we can mine quickly and level up our mining, which I find critically important. But what's more important in the moment, compared to mining at the very least, is probably, I would say it would be to get up our forging levels, but forging is actually not the most important thing. You see, the most important thing to level up at our stage of Skyblock is combat. But combat isn't a particularly fun thing to do on camera, but let's just see. I think dungeons makes for better content. But then again, I'll make a fool of myself because I don't know where anything is in dungeons. But then again, I'm on the low floors. You know what? We're overthinking this. We just need a quick party. We're going to do floor 1 instead of floor 2. And there's no parties nearby. Okay, so we're going to create a party. I feel like doing the entrance, because that's the easiest one to do. And there are a bunch of parties. Healer, Berserk Healer. Okay, I'm signing up for a free carry. Never mind, it's probably a scam where they try to go to the higher dungeon rooms. But given that they already have people in their party, okay, these people are doing the entrance. Which is probably a good thing because it means that they basically don't know what they're doing, which is good. And we signed up for the entrance. So now that there are 5 of us in this happy little group, warp to dungeon. These people have 5 seconds before I get pissed. And promptly leave. And we're finally there. Okay, I call Berserk, okay? I think I need to make it abundantly clear that I call Berserk. And also, let me go quickly grab my Wand of Mending. If you would be kind enough to just let me get my Wand of Mending, yeah, that would be wildly helpful. So we're gonna quickly ready up. I wish someone here would switch to healer. Ideally, you should have one person in each class. Okay, so I see that 2 of our all of our members are well and good. So what we need to get maximum experience is to charge wildly, recklessly, and otherwise indulgently straight into the midst of fighting, which 90% of the time would be a terrible idea. But remember, this is catacombs. And remember, because we're doing the low floors, we're basically untouchable. Because I have no way how dungeons work, I just follow my teammates and hope for the best. If I'm not lagging, I can hit for a truckload of damage, but because I'm lagging, I can't damage these enemies in the slightest. Luckily, most of my teammates know how to get around, so I just follow them and pray. Okay, because most of my teammates know how to get around, what I usually do is follow them. It's actually a pretty effective strategy at getting around catacombs. If I crit in catacombs, I do 57k damage, which is enough to one-shot most enemies. The only problem is that I don't crit every time I attack, which is something I definitely need to work on. What I do know is that I'm probably wasting the party's time because I'm not really clearing out any rooms, which is why I'm going to go over to this room, which I see on my mini-map. I feel like people like to exaggerate how difficult it is to navigate around dungeons. Never mind, their exaggerations are correct. Okay, so am I finally figuring out, okay, we're going into this room now. A bunch more people that we need to clear out. Entering a room with only one teammate is usually not a good idea, but then again, the party usually splits up in order to clear out multiple rooms at once. Because this is the entrance, most of these people can't do any significant damage to me. But even if they can, that's why I have a healing tool. Basically the way this works is you just charge them head-on with zero strategy whatsoever, and pray for the best. That's essentially how dungeons works. You just rush blood and pray. So me and my teammate are gonna valiantly clear out this room. Or rather, my teammate is, and I'm gonna pretend I'm helping. The only downside is that if I don't actually hit the mobs, I'm going to get 0 XP, which is why I let my teammates clear out all the secrets while I collect all the juicy XP from actually doing the hand-to-hand combat. Probably not the most teammate-like thing to do, you know, to kind of mooch off your teammates, but this is how Dungeons Parties works, okay? It's a big game. How do you lose tic-tac-toe? It's a guaranteed draw. Yeah, sometimes Skyblock players disappoint me at times. You know, it's impossible to lose tic-tac-toe unless you purposely want to lose. It's mathematically a draw. Okay, so we need to clear out this dungeon as fast as possible so that we can begin a time-lapse. Or we could just casually use these guys to level up ourselves. But we're just getting free. Catacombs is actually an excellent way of getting combat XP if you're fast enough at rushing the blood. We almost cleared out the room, but there's still a few more pesky mobs left before we get 100% completion. And as everyone knows, if you're not sure where the last few mobs in the room are, you look for their name tags. And then you run over to them, and then you stab them, and then they're dead. Simple as that. Get over here. Hey, are you trying to hide behind those bars? Or are you trying to break out and fight me honorably? I assume they're trying to hide behind the bars, which means I need to find a way to go around to engage them in combat. Without getting trapped in the bars myself, of course. The first time I did Catacombs, I didn't bring this crucial mobility tool with me, which meant I would get stuck every place I went. So yeah, this thing is probably the most important thing to have in Catacombs, because with it, you are virtually invincible, because no matter what they do, they can't stop you in any way, shape, or form if you can just run away when your health gets low. And probably the smart thing to do is just to leave this room and let my teammate clear it out. Yeah, I know, I'm such a good teammate, right? I'm such a good teammate to just ditch the room and let my teammate clear it out. Yeah, I know, right? Such a good teammate. How do I even get out of this room? You see, that's the problem of not knowing where stuff is located in Catacombs. You can barely maneuver your way out of rooms. Okay, I swear, this has to be the exit to the room. If this isn't the exit to the room, okay, yep, I finally found the exit. So now my teammates are gonna go clear the boss room, and I'm not gonna help at all, because I need XP. But then again, the boss gives the most XP. Okay, to the boss room we go. So we are gonna go traverse the depths and go straight into the boss room, wherever that may or may not be. Okay, something tells me I have to hop down here in order to exit through here, and then I can go through here, and okay, now I'm starting to understand this dungeon. I've been running through this thing several hundred times, but I never seem to comprehend how exactly I'm supposed to maneuver around. Yeah, despite going... Okay, here's tic-tac-toe. I assume one of you fixed it. Okay, so am I X or am I O? Did one of you already figure out how to beat this? Okay, so... Am I X or am I O? That is the question. Okay, so now that everyone besides me has managed to clear out a room in some way, I need to prove to my teammates that I'm worth keeping around for the next time they do a dungeon. Even though I'm probably, in all fairness, mostly freeloading. Well, at least I found the Lost Adventurer. Okay, Teammate, I could really use some help killing this lost adventurer guy. He's really not being the kindest. Okay, I think you have it taken care of. I think you have it taken care of, because neither of us can seem to... Okay, he killed both of us. Okay, yeah, neither of us really stand a chance against the Lost Adventurer. He can mostly one-shot us, which doesn't bode well for our prospects of causing mortal harm to him. I'm trying to tank the hit so that my teammate can defend, and the Lost Adventurer is not fazed by our repeated attacks, which means tactical retreat. And the Lost Adventurer is not fazed by our attacks. So what we're going to do while our teammate tanks the hits is stab this man in the back with everything. Okay, at least... Does the Lost Adventurer get, like, revived or something every single time we die? Seriously, how do I not deal enough damage? Does this guy have, like, all the hit points in the world or something? Okay, we're gonna hit this man with everything we got. We're gonna back into a corner and hit him with everything we got. And tactical retreat. Okay, he's at 71k. So if we just rapid smack, dead. Okay, you guys, I think you have it taken care of. Okay, they got him. It took three of us, but we were able to take him down. So now that we managed to take care of the Lost Adventurer, we need to go back and do the boss room, where most of our teammates are. Okay, don't do the boss... The number one rule of Catacombs is that you don't do the boss room on your own, because you're gonna get killed if you try to take it on single-handedly. Unless you can solo the entire floor, you're gonna get killed by the boss if you take it on single-handedly. I think that's one of the basic rules of Catacombs. I don't quite have the equipment to be competitively viable on Catacombs, but I like to pretend I do, so my teammates continue letting me freeload. Okay, while you are busy dealing with the actual boss, I'm hopelessly wandering around. Yeah, I think this arrangement suits us fine, where you actually deal with the boss and I hopelessly wander around wondering how I can help. But I'm supposed to be here to give you proper advice on how to play Skyblock, which means that I'm going to have to show you how to deal with the Watcher. So the way you're supposed to beat the guy is by getting into the corner of the boss room. The reason is because I said you get into the corner, please. These people don't seem to understand that you get in the corner of the boss room for a reason. It's because if they have to rush you in the corner, then you have the upper hand. If they have to rush you. But you see, they're straight up swarming us, which is never a good sign, you see? The summoning Ragnarok in here is probably a good thing. Okay, so let's summon my own Ragnarok. Because Ragnarok does extra damage, which is incredibly useful in boss fights. One of the unwritten rules of boss fights is that any extra damage you get is an absolute plus. But Ragnarok essentially carries you through this because it essentially takes all the hits to the face. So basically, because I can't aim, because I'm lagging, because I'm actually recording, yeah, you get the point. But we actually managed to get an absurd amount of loot that we probably don't deserve in the slightest. I feel a bit bad that we're essentially leeching off our teammates, but we get out for free. A free Watcher! And now we're going right back to begin the whole experience again. So now that I've shown you what Catacombs essentially looks like, we're going to quickly leave the party so we can do something else, probably a more productive thing. So first, we're just going to quickly go and sell all this stuff for the minimum price, which is 5,014 coins. We're going to sell this for the minimum price. And we're going to sell this for the minimum price. Oh, this one has to be 5022. A bit more pricey, by only 8 coins, but nonetheless pretty cheap. Needless to say, our armor set is more than a match for Catacombs. People are dropping iron ingots on the floor, so free money. 99 coins. Not much, but I'll take it. So what we need to do most, now that we've done a bit of Catacombs, we should probably... I'm going to go back and... We should probably quickly do... We should probably go and... What is it called again? Yeah, Slayers aren't profitable unless you have a god-awful amount of magic find. Everyone knows that. Yeah, Slayers aren't profitable unless you have a god-awful amount of magic find. In which case, Slayers are remotely profitable. But, I think the main way to make... Yeah, we need to make... Slayers are not profitable in this game. Probably because we don't have enough magic find. You know what? 100 magic find will do. We're going for the kill. Slayer, come over here because we're taking care of you. And then we're gonna go bankrupt. And then we won't be able to afford any more Slayer quests. But it doesn't matter because we're doing the Slayer. Okay, so there's no buff to Slayer quests, which means we have to pay for everything out of our own pocket. Never a great sign. But we are going to go quickly switch to our Revenant Falcon, which, by the way, we should totally 110% reforge. But reforging can wait until later. Okay, this is the arsenal. I call this the arsenal because it's the arsenal we're gonna be using to destroy the Slayers. Or get ourselves killed in the process. Either one. But we are signing up to do a Slayer quest, which will be wildly unprofitable unless we get lucky. No, we're not doing Sven Packmaster, we are doing the big boy. The Rev 4. Admittedly, Rev 5s are a lot more challenging, but let's not talk about that. So how much damage do we do? Okay, we do, if we use the Aspect of the Dragons, we do 44k, a crit. But if we use the Aspect of the... But if we use the Revenant Falcon, okay, the Revenant Falcon is clearly the superior weapon. But wait, if we sword swap, can we do Obscene? Okay, if we're smart enough and we sword swap, I know that there's a trick called sword swapping. Okay, if we... Okay, 81k normally, but if we... Nope, can't do it fast enough. But if we... Nope, can't do it fast enough. Okay, if we... Can't quite do it fast enough. Wait, okay, so if we do it this way, we can do 40k crit, 51k crit, but if we go... No, wait, if we do it like... This, 51k crit, if we do it like this, if we do it like this, ooh, 82k crit. Ooh, 93k. Nice. Nice. 81k. Wait. And 80. No, we hit with this one. So we have to go. Nope. Okay, we have to swap quickly. If we swap quick enough, we might be able to do it. No, we accidentally hit with this weapon. That's how it happened. But if we swap quick enough. Quick enough. Okay, never mind. Quick enough. No. Quick. 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 Ah, damn it. We can't. Oh, quick enough. Ah, damn it. Quick enough. Quick enough. Okay, let's just fight these normally. A god-awful amount of crit, spammy, spammy, spammy to spam, 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 crit, deal god-awful amounts of damage, hit, miss, aim, randomly, spam. Ooh, Pestilence Rune. Can I sell this for anything? How much will you pay for a Pestilence 1 rune? A very rare drop. The reason I say very rare, ironically, is because these things don't sell for very much. Or do they? We're gonna go figure it out. I wish Revenant Flesh sold for more. It's like, really? Are you really gonna give me, like, Is this my entire haul for doing... Well, let's see. How much do these Pestilence runes sell for? And probably not much. $1,000? That's it? Devs, I swear. I swear. This is outrageous. This is... yep, like I predicted. Devs, this is an outrage. Okay. So now I've reaffirmed that Slayers have zero profitability whatsoever. But my RNGesus meter is filling up nicely. But, what would be most profitable to do? Ooh. I know what would be most profitable to spend our time and effort sinking into. It's called, and you properly guessed it, epic combat grinding. Yeah, we're gonna go on an epic spree of combat grinding. And let's go. And we are now done with that time lapse, which I consider quite fantastic indeed. But next, we must go over our plans for Skyblock. We haven't quite accomplished much this episode. But that's because we've begun taking more to doing things off camera and doing things in a guide sense. But in case I haven't shown you all the new stuff I got, I don't think I've gotten any pets you're not familiar with. But yeah, I did build this Cobblestone Generator, but I proceeded to break it. Because I don't really understand how cobble. Yeah, I'm not the greatest redstone engineer. My redstone engineering skills leave much to be desired. Because if you'll see, this is... When I wear my Death Strider boots... Yeah, this is... My redstone engineering skills. Yeah. But wait, if I get Aqua Affinity, then this just might begin working again. Aqua Affin and never mind. Wait a second. Does this thing... Don't tell me this actually... Okay. Don't tell me this actually works. Yeah, it works, but not quite as well as I was hoping. So what we need in order to improve this system... Yeah, so it definitely works, but just not quite as well as I was hoping. But it still is quite profitable, our system. So what we need in order to make this most profitable is to switch to our young set, which doesn't have... Our young set does not have Death Strider on the boots. So we're gonna go purchase Death Strider and Aqua Affinity. So, oops, I need to get my money out of the bank. So we put some sweet Death Strider on these boots, and a brief follow-up with Aqua Affinity to the helmet. Okay, so now that we have the chance, we should go for an epic mining spree. We paid a lot for our stuff, but we're going to go on a mining lapse. If I had an auto-clicker, this process would become a lot easier, but I don't have one, so I must hold down. Are you gonna warp me yet? Yeah. Much to be desired. Yes, the mechanism is improving, but it still has a lot of exploitable weaknesses, because I can't quite get it right. So we're gonna work on that next episode, because for now we're going to call it a close. But yeah, still quite a bit of money from that enchanted cobblestone, I have to say. Profitable indeed.